Good afternoon and welcome to our presentation, The Mathematics in Our Music. आपने बहुत सारी धुनें सुनी, जो आखिर में सुनी वो तो जानी पहचानी थी। कुछ धुनें ऐसी हैं जो दोनों हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान की मिट्टी का हिस्सा हैं और बांग्लादेश, और हम इन आवाज़ों को खो चुके हैं। पहाड़ी धुन, कश्मीर की वादियों का साउंड, या फिर उनकी आवाज़ें जिनसे हम अजनबी हो गए, हम के ठहरे अजनबी, द साउंड्स ऑफ बंगाल। सबके अलग अलग अंदाज हैं और उन अंदाज से पता चल जाता है कि हाँ, अब पंजाब में आ गए, अब सिंध में आ गए, बलूचिस्तान आ गए। इसी तरह राजस्थान, द वेलकम ट्यून राग मांड, अब दुनिया में सुरों की कहानी अक्सरियत में 12 सुरों की कहानी है। We all follow the 12 tone system of music, even in Pakistan, in India, in Bangladesh, Afghanistan, USA, England. Most musical cultures have the 12 tone system. So I'm going to actually have you hear all 12 tones together right now and see what they sound like all together. What you were hearing here was selective tones and with certain kind of play of those frequencies. So let's hear the tones first. अब ये this is a range of frequencies, okay? And all of these frequencies can be doubled to give you the same tone, but double the frequency, so higher pitch. Same sur. So all of them have their double, and all of them also have their halves. You halve the frequency and you get what's called the lower octave. Same tone. In ancient Greece, Pythagoras, who's known more for his theorem of the triangles, actually was also studying the same thing, and he was playing with lengths of strings. So if you have a length of string and you pluck it, you get a certain sound, and if you halve that, you put stops on the center of that string and you pluck those two ends, you get double the frequency. And you divide that string into 3 equal portions and you get triple the frequency. Pythagoras' system of scales went into Western music for a long time. And there's no evidence of how much Greek mathematics and musical studies came into India. But in India, something similar was going on, not studied in the same way. But they came up with a similar system, 12-tone system, but the usage was very different. मगरिबी मौसीकी में हर टोन को, हर फ्रीक्वेंसी को एक नाम दिया है और उस फ्रीक्वेंसी के डबल को और हाफ को नाम नहीं दिया, वो वही फ्रीक्वेंसी, वो वही नोट कहलाएगा, सी शार्प, डी, एफ। ये आपने सुना होंगे म्यूज़िक में ये नोट्स माने जाते हैं, ठीक है, इनके नाम हैं। हमारी मौसीकी में फ्रीक्वेंसीज़ को नाम नहीं दिए। आप किसी भी एक टोन को अपनी शुरुआत बना सकते हैं, उसको घर बना दें, ठीक है। आज हमने जिस फ्रीक्वेंसी को घर बनाया है वो मगरिबी मौसीकी में डी कहलाता है, ठीक है। इट साउंड्स लाइक दिस। Now whichever one you call home, that is sa. So we have names for notes once you create a reference point, which is sa. Double this frequency, it's the tar saptak sa, or the high octave sa. ठीक है, half that frequency and it's the lower octaves. Now, Western music also has a similar thing, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But it's not used as heavily as we do. We use these names for these notes. Once you've set a reference point, then all the other notes after that have certain names. The way we've divided this frequency system is very interesting. There are 5 tones that have their sharp and flat. ठीक है, उनके मतलब कोई रिश्तेदार है. And 2 tones that don't have any sharp or flat, and that's how you get 12. 5 tones that have a sharp and flat, so that's 10 tones, and then 2 more. Now if you hear them all together like you did, it sounds like some kind of suspense scene from a PTV drama. So what was done instead was that these were taken in separation. So there were certain relationships between these tones. In सुरों के रिश्ते थे जो हमने आजमाए. The major notes all together sound like this. Sounds familiar? Right? And then the minor notes, जो वो 5 जो उसके रिश्तेदार थे, अब उनके साथ काम लेंगे हम. कोमल सुर जिनको कहते हैं, minor notes. Then the scale sounds like this. फ़ौरन मशरिक़ की तरफ रुझान आ जाता है, क्योंकि ये जो सुर है माइनर नोट्स, दे आर यू हियर देम 5 times a day. They're in the call for prayers. They're in a lot of Middle Eastern music, so that's why it's only natural. Now these frequencies, their relationship is actually very interesting. The doubling and all of that is great, but between each frequency they're following what's called an exponential pattern. How many people are students of mathematics here? Okay, good. So we've got some people that understand what I'm talking about right now. So they follow a geometric series, which means that if you were to plot a graph and if you gave every note a number 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going in succession, then every note in the graph, and I'm making the graph with my hands according to how you would be seeing it, the graph looks like this. It's an exponential curve that's going like this, and it'll keep increasing. Of course, we only deal with a certain range of frequencies that we can hear in that curve. Now in Western music, that curve is not continuous, because they are looking at exactly those frequencies and nothing more. So for example, in Western music, if you took 3 notes together, you can travel between 3 notes in a simple way, right? Or now you can also play them together. If you play them together, then you get what's called harmony, and this is what Pythagoras and the ancient Greeks and then the medieval Arabs also were studying. And then well into the Renaissance, music was basically a science. It was until the 17th century in the Western world that music was actually regarded as an art separately. Until the 17th century, it was still a science. You had to study it. Something similar was happening in India. Mughals had to study music as part of their training as well. In fact, many people give Aurangzeb a lot of flack, but some people say that maybe he had a very bad music teacher. So music was very important, and as you'll see, it is an intellectual art. It's not just some kind of flowery art form that you have a natural talent for. No, there is a method to this madness, and that's what I'm trying to clarify today. So, if you play certain notes together, if their frequencies are in certain whole numbered ratios, then you get chords. Like altogether these frequencies sound nice to the ear, so that's a chord. And that's why Western music has a great capacity to give you a lot of atmosphere. You know, as soon as the guitar starts to strum a chord, you know, everybody feels like a singer. Right? Isn't that the college experience? Strum a few chords and everybody feels like they can sing because it's giving you the atmosphere in which music can happen. So the chord system is very complex, no doubt. And there's a lot of relationships studied there, mathematical relationships. And the funny thing is that in our music, it did not grow with notes being played together, no chord progressions. It was relationships between notes. But those relationships can only be explored in our music if we don't just look at those 12 tones as separate tones to be rendered, but between those frequencies, remember this is an exponential curve and I made it a continuous one. In Western music, they're using spots on it. We're using the entire spectrum. How? So let's take those 3 notes again, and the way we would do the 3 notes versus the way Western music would travel with those 3 notes. We would say sa re ga. Now, sung from an Eastern musician, this would sound like this.
Sa re ga.
Now, what does that mean in terms of the string? Let's hear it. This relationship is using in-between frequencies. Remember, there are infinitely many frequencies between those 12 frequencies that I spoke about. So, the way we use it is that we glide between notes sometimes, and using these in-between frequencies, which we call microtones, this is what gives our music its ras. ये रस पैदा करता है हमारी मौसीकी में. वो 12 सुर हैं, उनको भी निभाना है, उनको बहुत अच्छी तरह निभाना है, सुर में रहना है. We have to be, when you render that note, it has to sound like that note. But if you can do it by playing with those in-between frequencies, then you're using what in our music is called shrutis. Shrutis are these in-between frequencies. And let's try to see if we can hear. Now, even with shrutis, the Pandits talked about which shrutis can you hear. Okay? You can't hear too many of these in-between frequencies, and that's the funny thing about these tones. Once you set a reference point, कि ये सा बन गया है, उसके बाद जो श्रुतियाँ हैं, उनको आपने बहुत नज़ाकत से इनको पेश कर सकते हैं. तो आइए देखते हैं इन्हीं 3 सुर के साथ किस तरह से हम इन श्रुतिज़ को सुनने की कोशिश करेंगे.
Straight notes first.
And this is very difficult to demonstrate because श्रुतिज में अगर मसला हो गया, अगर आपको गलत माइक्रोटोन पे हमने स्ट्रेस कर दिया, वो बुरा लगेगा, बल्कि वो भी सुनने की कोशिश करते हैं. Only then can you appreciate. बेसुरा सुनना पड़ेगा, तब समझ आएगी कि सुर क्या है. So you see that it takes a mind to actually explore. देखिए हमें विरसे में ये मिल जाता है बना बनाया. बुजुर्गों के जो तजुर्बात थे हमें तो मिल जाते हैं, लेकिन वो तजर्बे थे, those were experiments. और ये करने चाहिए हमेशा. और जब म्यूज़िक सीखना है तो ये तजर्बे भी कीजिए, ठीक है, ये ज़रूरी है. So it's a scientific experiment, so you have to really see what really sounds great. So this is it's a strange relationship. There are certain frequencies that work and some don't, and you have to recognize them and then incorporate them in what we are calling music. Now, so this was a little bit about frequencies and the math that goes into it. It's an exponential relationship. Now let me just tell you a little bit about what a rag is. So I told you that there are major notes and minor notes, okay? But we won't, in our music, since we are playing with frequencies, then how we travel between the notes becomes very important. In fact, speaking to a Western composer once, I told him, I said, in our music, it's not about where you're getting to, it's about how you get there. And he said, that's quite a philosophical difference between our cultures. Okay, it's not about where you're getting to. So Western music has gone into so many dimensions and arenas. In our music, the growth has been melodic. It's a very rich melodic system, and to this day, it is very difficult to understand it entirely. इसलिए कहते हैं कि म्यूज़िक समंदर है. अब इस समंदर का एक टुकड़ा देखते हैं. मेजर नोट्स को अगर हम स्ट्रेट बजाएंगे तो ये साउंड है. ठीक है, स्ट्रेट फ्रीक्वेंसीज अच्छा भी लगा, अच्छा लगा. हज़रत अमीर खुसरो ने जिस तरह से इन नोट्स को, इन सुरों को परखा, अब वो अंदाज सुनिए. यही सुर होंगे, लेकिन उनकी रिलेशनशिप्स बदल जाएंगी. अब हम सा से शुरू नहीं करेंगे, सा को स्किप किया जाएगा, और पा को, विच इज़ द फिफ्थ नोट इन द सीक्वेंस. सो विच नोट्स आर दोस? सा, सा. These notes will be skipped. It creates a great anticipation because sa is a note you always want to come back to. वो resolution नहीं आता तो मज़ा नहीं आता, लेकिन उसकी जो तलब है उससे ये म्यूज़िक पैदा होता है. आप देखें, अब ये सारे नोट्स अमीर खुसरो के अंदाज में ऊपर तक जाएंगे, सा स्किप किए हुए, पा स्किप किए हुए, और वापसी में इनको छूते हुए आएंगे. ठीक है, इतनी सी बात की ना, हमने सिर्फ इसकी एक चाल बदल दी और एक शक्ल पैदा हो गई.
नहीं, it's just Sampurna.
Just Sampurna. All notes, but in ascending we did not strike all the notes, but in descending we did. Now this pattern of ascending and descending is a certain aesthetic relationship that sounds nice. In fact, it's all too common. Now let's hear it with a little bit more development, and you see that using this restriction, no sa in ascending patterns, no pa in ascending patterns, and only in descending structures. Now he'll give you a short, even deeper treatment of these notes with shrutis and all, and he will make you really want that sa at the end, but he won't give it to you quickly. Okay, ready? Rastala karo. Ab diya. What you just heard is a development of the relationships in more broader terms and in depth as well, both breadth and depth, the entire scale. You have just heard an alap. Okay, you have heard an alap for a rag, and a rag is basically this. It's a set pattern of ascending and descending notes with certain rules. Now, you can get more rags, even with these major notes. I can skip a few notes. For example, Sheroz, I leave it up to you. Skip a few notes and show them a new rag with the same notes.
Let's skip Ma.
In fact, do me a favor, skip Ni as well. Very different feeling from what you heard before. Now, listen to the Eastern treatment of this rag. This is called Rag Bhopali. In between frequencies. Evidence that treatment can change your perception. The same notes in Chinese music would sound like this. ठीक है? And just like that, you can have all sorts of combinations. Now, there's minor notes as well, remember? Just treating those separately creates what's called Bhairavi, Rag Bhairavi. And then there's combinations of major and minor tones by skipping some, including others. This is an infinite system. If you have just permutations of 12, that's a very large number. We've created some restrictions so it's manageable for human beings to even discover these relationships. And then there are also scales that senior musicians discarded. They said they sound too haunting. We're not going to include those, you know. But if you have a mixture of scales, for example, you can get something called Rag Jog. Feroz, can you show? He has to retune a little bit for Rag treatment. So let's see Rag Jog. This is a mixture of major and minor, and you'll see suddenly there is mystery, romance, deep dark desire mixed with so many other emotions. And that's why rags were associated with moods, time of day, seasons, aesthetic choices. But Rag Jog. And it's not that you're not hearing rags in the music from Bollywood and from Coke Studio and from all these places. You've heard Rag Jog already. That's the song from the film Lagan, composed by A.R. Rahman. So, composers use rags heavily. Eman, you've heard with Ranjish Sahi, with Aankhon Ke Sagar, with countless other songs. So many have been created in Rag Eman. It's amazing. And many other rags, so many, that I cannot I'd have to have 10 sessions separately on just rags. So let's come back to some of the mathematical components. Now, using these shrutis gave us a vocal ability to do a lot more rapid work with notes. So you can actually travel between notes using these in-between frequencies. So that's why when students are doing riyaz for our music, that's practicing, it doesn't sound great all the time because they're trying to use shrutis. So, give me the major scale. I'm a bad singer, so I'll let you know what it sounds like. Sa, ni, re, ga. Now I can keep trying. लेकिन ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स को encourage करें आप, क्योंकि ये बन जाएगा ये. Do you see that? And then things like sa ni re ga ma da pa ma ga ma da ni sa re sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. Now if I say it, I can say all the notes, but suppose I have to sing this. So we can travel between notes. Ni re ga ma da pa ma. You see, the travel can happen now when you use those in between frequencies. This is an effect that we call gamak, and this helps us to travel between the notes. Now, there's a lot of calculations that come in when this travel is achieved, and let's talk about that now, because all of this music has to happen within rhythmic time frames. And now we come to the topic of the rhythm, the mathematics of the rhythm. So, we have a neat system, conversation. Ta, ti. Delay nahi. Ta, ti. Tete. Ghena. Ghena tete. This is a very difficult task right now because I'm performing in front of my guru, Ustad Khurshid Hussain, who is sitting in the audience. Please have a big round of applause for him. And Shahroz's guru is also in the audience. Please आप आगे आ जाइए, Sajid साहब, Ustad Sajid Hussain, Shahroz's father. Daginada, ginata de ginata. Dadri dadri dati da dati da. कत्ता कृता धी कृता घेते टे कृता धिना कृता कृता धाति घेन धाते धा. So anything I say, I can play. Now this language gives us a lot of flexibility, just like the in-between frequencies give a lot of flexibility to the source. Because now we can compose as if it's a conversation. But all of this happens in a time frame. So let's stay bound by a time frame. I'll give you a simple one to keep right now. 4 beats, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, so what you're going to do is you're going to clap on the 1, you're going to clap on the 2, you won't clap on the 3. Okay, just skip the 3, clap on the 4, and then back to 1. Now don't have to clap very loud either. Just make the 1 the loudest clap, okay? So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I messed up. I messed up. It's because he's sitting in the crowd. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
Very good.
2,
What you've just kept is called
4.
3 ताल. 3 तालियां मैंने बोला ना, एक स्किप करने को बोला, ठीक है? इसलिए ताकि आपको पता लगे आप कहाँ हैं 4 में, वरना सारी तालियां हो जाएगी, ठीक है ना? ये 3 तालियों का हिसाब किताब आपको बता दिया, और एक्चुअली मैंने आपको धोखा दिया. 4 बीट नहीं थी ये थी 16 बीट्स. 4 times 4, 16. सो हर क्लैप का 4 बीट्स हो गए. इनको हम कहते हैं मात्रे, ठीक है? धा दिन दिन दा 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 धा दिन दिन दा.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10, 11, 12, 13,
14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4.
अब इसको मैं टेम्पो स्लो कर दूं तो ये ऐसा लगेगा.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2.
ठीक है, तो ये बीट साइकिल अब चलती रहेगी. अब इसमें हम ये मैथमेटिक्स कहाँ आ गई देखते हैं. जो पहली बीट है इसको कहते हैं हम सम, क्योंकि समय पूरा हो गया. 16 मात्रों का समय पूरा हो गया पहली बीट पे सम. अब इस सम को निभाना है किसी तरह, तो जो भी हम बजाएंगे उसमें सम को वाजे करना है, ठीक है? तो यहाँ से गुफ्तगू शुरू हो जाती है. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1.
ठीक है, अब आपको मैं तबले का जो असल मज़ा है ना वो तब आएगा जब भी ये 1 बोले ना, आपने क्या करना है? 9, 10, 11, 12,
13, 14, 15, 16.
हाँ, इस तरह से ही बोलना है, बिल्कुल. हाँ, ठीक है. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
13, 14, 15, 16. 1.
ये फिर से
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
ये पहली परफॉर्मेंस है जिसमें मैंने दाद देना पहले सिखा दी और फिर ली। लेकिन ये ज़रूरी है। आपको मज़ा आया 1 पे? अच्छा, इसकी वजह ये है कि हमने 1 को वो एक इम्पोर्टेंस दे दी जिस तरह हमने राग में सा को दे दी, ठीक है? 1 को घर बना दिया। अब यहाँ पे सारा खेल कूद आके 1 जैसे कि गोली ने मतलब गोल से बचा लिया, ठीक है? इस तरह से, क्योंकि चलता जाएगा ना ये। ओके, नाउ इन दिस कैलकुलेशन what I was playing in front of you was called a qaida, so I can recite what I was playing. 1 2 अब होगा ये कि melody will keep time for you, तो आपको गिनने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। देखिए, सिंपल मेलोडी रखेंगे। That's the note for 1, so remember that. Ta,
Sa re da ni re ga.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11
Sa
12
ni
13
da
14
ni
15
re
16
ga.
1 dag dag na dag dina dag dina dag dag na dag dina dag dag na dag dina dag dag na dag dina da dag dag na dag dina dina dag dag na dag dina dag dag dina da dag dag dina da dag dag dina da dag dag na dag dina dina dag dag na dag dina dag dina dag na dag dina da dag dag na dag dina dina dag dag na dag dina da 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 धा 1। अब ये क्या था? सम से पहले रुकना, सम को वाजे ना करना, उसको ना करने में भी वाजे करना। देखें, मेरे बाद आएगा।
Do it again.
Now, if you notice, I'm doing certain things where I'm repeating something 3 times and landing on the 1. You may not have noticed it, but it happens in all kinds of music that you're hearing anyway. For example, यही नगमा रखेंगे, मैं सिंधी ठेका बजाऊंगा और आप देखेंगे ये 3 की चीज़ जो है ना आपने सुनी है। सुना है ना ये? हर बार वो पलटा खाता है। ये इसको कहते हैं हम तिहाई। 3 बार एक फ्रेज ऐसा रिपीट होगा और ये हमारा एक ख़त्म करने का तरीका है किसी सोच को तिहाई के साथ। तो ये तिहाइयाँ जो हैं इसकी भी पूरी कैलकुलेशन है। कहाँ से शुरू होगी, कितना बड़ा उसका फ्रेज होगा कि 3 बार रिपीट होके 1 पे लैंड हो। More complex tihai. If I take 16 beats, I have to land on the 1. That's the 17th beat, right? So this is called modular arithmetic. Okay? So you have to now think 17 divided by 3, which is 5 and 2/3. Right? So don't worry, you don't have to actually create a phrase of 5 and 2/3. Just double the calculations. So make a phrase of 11 beats. Repeat it 3 times. That's 33. 33 is the first beat after 16. 2 16 cycles. 32 and then 1, 33. Watch a calculation like that. Ta-da-da-da-na-da. So like that, calculating where in the beat cycle we're going to start the beat and end a beat, right? And where are we going to start at the high? How long our phrase is going to be? And then the melodic instrument has to do the same thing. He has to now count where is he going to start what's called a tan, that rapid progression of notes that I showed you. How will he start that and land on the one again? So now watch how he will have to also do the same kind of calculating while the rhythm is going on. Da da da. Anticipation. Now I have to know what he might be doing so that it sounds like we're coming together, and this is improvised through experience. No joke. All in time. 16 वही रहेगा. चाहे तो ताली कर ले.
Now let's make it a performance.